It's important to store baby food properly so that it stays safe to consume. Luckily, there are only a couple of simple guidelines to remember. You can store unopened, store-bought baby food in the pantry, and any opened or homemade baby food can be stored in the refrigerator or the freezer. Use the refrigerator or the submersion method to thaw frozen baby food and either the microwave or the stovetop to heat it up. Welcome to Daily Needs Studio. Here we presents how to store baby food. Method 1. Keeping baby food in the pantry, refrigerator, or freezer. Number 1. Keep unopened, store-bought baby food in a cool, dark place for 1-2 years. Store-bought baby food typically doesn't require any refrigeration or freezing before it's used. Keep the baby food unopened in its original plastic container, pouch, or glass jar. Look at the label or the lid of the baby food to see the expiration date and make sure to use the food by that date to ensure that it's safe for your baby. Keep the baby food in a cool, dark place out of direct sunlight, such as a cupboard or a kitchen pantry. It's safest to discard any store-bought baby food that is past the expiration date. Check that the packaging of the baby food is intact. Make sure that the safety seals aren't broken and that the pouches aren't pierced. Return the products to the store if the packaging is damaged. Number 2. Refrigerate any fruit or vegetable-based baby food for up to 72 hours. Baby food that is made out of fruits or vegetables is safe to keep in the refrigerator for 3-5 days, regardless of if it's store-bought or homemade. Transfer the baby food to an airtight glass or plastic container and make sure that the lid is on securely. Then keep the container in the refrigerator up until it's used or discarded. Try to place the baby food in the refrigerator within 2 hours of it being made or opened, as this prevents harmful bacteria growth. Only give your baby stored food if it has been refrigerated at a constant temperature for the whole time. If you have any doubts, discard it. Number 3. Keep any meat-based baby food in the refrigerator for up to 24 hours. Baby food that has been made with meat, poultry, or fish doesn't keep for as long as fruit or vegetable-based foods. Once the baby food has been prepared or opened, transfer it into a plastic or glass airtight container. Then place the container in the refrigerator immediately. Discard any meat-based baby food has been refrigerated for more than 24 hours. Discard the food if it has an unpleasant odor, doesn't look fresh, or if you have any concerns about it. Number 4. Freeze any baby food for up to 2 months. Both store-bought and homemade baby food keep well in the freezer. Place the baby food into a freezer bag or a freezer-safe container. Then keep it in the freezer until it's used or thrown away. If there is any chance that the baby food may have thawed and refrozen, discard it to be on the safe side. Try to freeze the baby food within 2 hours of it being prepared or opened. You can freeze fruit, vegetable, and meat-based baby foods. If you're freezing homemade baby food, it's recommended to freeze it in serving size containers. Number 5. Label any baby food with the expiration date before it's refrigerated or frozen. If you are storing a lot of baby food, it can be tricky to keep track of all of the expiration dates. Use a marker or a label maker to add the expiration date to the lid of each container of baby food that you store. You can also add what the baby food is if you need a reminder. Try to store the containers of baby food that have the nearest expiration dates at the front so that you know what to reach for first. Did this video help you? Let's comment below. Yes or no. Method 2. Thawing and heating up baby food. Number 1. Thaw frozen baby food over 4 to 12 hours in the refrigerator. The refrigerator is the best way to thaw baby food if you don't need to use it straight away. Simply remove the container of baby food from the freezer and place it in the refrigerator. Depending on the contents of the baby food, it will take 4 to 12 hours to thaw. Use the baby food within 24 hours of it being in the refrigerator. Make sure that the baby food is in a sealed container in the refrigerator to prevent bacterial growth. The length of time that it takes for the baby food to thaw depends on the density. For example, a very small, ice cube-sized portion of pureed fruit will thaw much faster than a larger portion of a meat-based food. Number 2. Submerge frozen baby food in hot water to thaw it in 10 to 20 minutes. This is a quick and easy way to thaw baby food evenly. Get a large bowl and fill it with hot water. Transfer the frozen baby food into a smaller bowl and place it into the large bowl with the hot water. Then wait for the baby food to thaw and stir it occasionally to check if it's still frozen at all. Use the baby food immediately once it has thawed. Be careful that the hot water doesn't overflow when you add the smaller bowl. The submersion method is also the best way to thaw frozen breast milk. Number 3. Heat up baby food in the microwave in 15-second intervals. If the baby food is in a plastic container or pouch, transfer it to a glass container or a microwave-safe dish. Then place the container into the microwave and begin heating it up in short increments. Stir the baby food in between each 15-second interval to make sure that it heats up evenly and to prevent heat pockets from forming. Always try the baby food before you give it to your baby to make sure that it's not too warm. Never place plastic containers or pouches in the microwave. You can also thaw frozen baby food in the same way. Number 4. Use the stovetop to heat up baby food if you don't have a microwave. The stovetop is another easy way to heat up baby food. Place the baby food into a small saucepan and place the saucepan on the stovetop. Then adjust the temperature to a low heat and use a wooden spoon to stir the baby food as it warms up. This helps the baby food to warm evenly. It's best to use a low heat to heat up the baby food, as this prevents it from becoming too hot. However, it's always best to check that the food isn't too hot before you serve it. You can also use the stovetop to thaw frozen baby food. Did this video help you? Let's comment below. Yes or no? Tips. Dish baby food out into a separate container for mealtimes, since placing the used spoon back into the jar can contaminate it. Freezing baby food in ice cube trays is a convenient way to pre-portion the food. You can reuse baby food pouches and use them to store baby food.